An Eagles win is inevitable.
Still the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly.
Scary Cooper, asshole.
Oh, Diva! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! That was crazy!
Happy trails, Hans.
Dallas still stinks.
Everybody doing King Dingbat here, and happy Football Friday to all you dingbats out there. We are 2 days away. We are 2 days pumped up. I cannot wait for this game. We can play right now. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready for football. But we're going to have to wait 2 days. We're going to have to watch 3 playoff games before our Eagles play. And you know what? It is what it is. And I cannot wait to go out there and shock the world once again. Once again. Because let me tell you, all I hear, all I see is everybody saying we don't have a chance in hell. That we don't have a chance in hell to beat the Seattle Seahawks. That they're going to come into Philly 2 times in 1 year and beat us. I call crap. I call bullcrap. I don't believe that. No way in hell. But, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are people out there taking Eagles. But everything I see, for the most part, is against the Eagles. Eagles got no chance. Eagles got no shot. Even my boys at the Sports Fury, shout out to Josh and Sean, they've picked against the Eagles for like the last month. Every game, pick against the Eagles. Every week, that's what people do. And every week, people are wrong. The betting public, it's like 81 or 82% of the betting public is taking the Seattle Seahawks. And me, I'm betting heavy on my Eagles. I love what the betting world is telling us. Because everybody's betting heavy on Seattle. House always wins. So I'm going with the house on this game. Eagles got a great chance to win this game. Let me tell you. I think the Eagles are going to shock the world once again. And I really do think that this week 1 matchup versus Seattle would be a tougher matchup than playing San Francisco. And to clarify, what I'm talking about is in the second round of the playoffs, going to San Francisco, to me, is an easier matchup, in my opinion, for the Eagles than playing Seattle this week. I know San Francisco beat them, but I'm just telling you, circumstances, the way they present themselves, this is the tough matchup the Eagles have within the next 2 weeks. This is the one that they're going to have to grind through and get through. Then all of a sudden, you're going to get some guys like Deshaun Jackson back. Everything changes. Now, as far as our injury report goes this week, I mean, like, why I even talk about this? It's just Nelson has been ruled out. Who cares? He stinks. But he's out, so he's worthless, not helping us again. Lane Johnson, Zach Ertz, they are questionable. I hear Zach Ertz is doing everything he can to go. And they're looking at his kidney again. And apparently, if it's bruised and not lacerated or something to this effect, he'll be able to play. So keep an eye, because I have a feeling Ertz is going to do everything he can to play. We may get Lane Johnson back. That would be really, really good. The real good news is Miles Sanders is playing. He will be good to go. He's not on the injury report. His ankle felt good today. He was able to make all the cuts, all the moves, and he's ready to go. He's got heart, right? He's got heart. He's not like Mr. It's Just Nelson, who sits there and go, oh, my knee, my boo-boo. Oh, no. Miles Sanders ready to play. He cares. He cares. That's right. I don't trust Nelson Aguilar's really hurt. I don't. I think there's something else to it. Now, the Seahawks are going to get Quadre Diggs back, and they're going to get Jadeveon Clowney back. We did not face Jadeveon Clowney the week we played, so hopefully Lane Johnson's there to help tighten up that offensive line, because, look, Jadeveon Clowney, he can do damage. He definitely can, but he won't be 100%, okay? And when I look at this matchup from an offensive standpoint for the Eagles, right, I think what you have to do, and what the Seahawks don't really do well, is they don't really cover tight ends well. Okay, you're going to have at least Goddard, Perkins, and you may have Zach Ertz. I think, obviously, That's the strength of the Eagles offense. You got to use those tight ends, and they're going to continue to do it. I want to see a lot of passes out of the backfield to the running backs. So a lot of passes to the running backs, a lot of passes to the tight ends. The Seattle Seahawks struggle in this area, okay? They struggle in this area, and I also think that when that's working, you have to take some shots vertical. You know, one of the things that really excited me about last week was that Carson threw 2 times in the fourth quarter late. He went vertical. He went deep to Robert Davis. It got called back. It was a great catch, great pass. And then he had the other one to Dante Burnett, like a two or three plays later. If you can start using those guys downfield in the vertical passing game, I think Seattle will be all messed up. I think they'll be all messed up. And for me, the key to this whole thing for the Eagles is give Carson Wentz protection. Don't let him get hit. No fumbling the ball. Nothing stupid like that. And run the ball. Pound the ball. Pound the ball. Pound that ass. Pound that ass. Pound that Seattle ass. Pound it. That's what they need to do. Run them. Wear that defense down. Start using those play actions. Hitting the tight ends. I want passes to the running backs out of the backfield. I want Miles Sanders in the backfield. I want him in the slot. I want him on the outside. I want him all over. I want him running wheel routes. I want them running backs to earn that money. That's why I think they're going to have 4 running backs dressed come this Sunday. I think you're going to see Sanders, Scott, and Howard, and then Elijah Holyfield, who I'm very excited about because I think he's a very young, talented player. So I think you use those guys, you wear that defense out, and the most important thing is you keep Russell Wilson off the field. You got to keep Russell Wilson off the field because Russell Wilson is dangerous. I have so much respect for Russell Wilson as a quarterback. I think he's fantastic. I think he was second behind Lamar Jackson in the MVP, even though he was very far behind him because for a while it was close. I think Lamar Jackson just pulled away. So I have tons of respect for Russell Wilson and the Eagles. In order to win this game, you're going to have to continue to use those tight ends and those running backs. In the running game, a lot of running, a lot of passing to the running backs and to the tight ends. Take your shots when when there's opportunity to do it. So, for example, when you have a 2nd and 1 at the 50-yard line, don't run it, Doug. Don't run it. That's your play action. Back to pass. That's the bomb right there. Situations like that, you got to take advantage of, and you got to keep this defense off target. And if they do that, they're going to be fine, and they're going to be able to score points. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. The one thing I have a lot of confidence in this game is I trust Carson Wentz. I think we're going to get what we've gotten from Carson Wentz the last month. He has proved everything I need to see, even though there's a lot of guys out there that won't give him any credit for what he's done. And when he beats Seattle, they'll find an excuse to not give him credit for that too. So, the hell with those people. Just go out and do your thing, man. And I think Carson is going to be great this week. I think he's going to have a great game. Carson's going to do his thing. Trust me. He's going to do his thing. And I got to tell you, I think the biggest thing in this game, the most important thing in this game, and the key to it is actually going to be the Eagles' defense. I think the Eagles' defense has to have a good game. They have to play as good, if not better, than they did the first time they played Seattle. And I think they're set up to have the biggest game they've had all year. When you look at Seattle, right, one of the things that they really did good against us in this first game that they played us was they ran the ball well. Chris Carson had a big game. Rashad Penny had a big game. And both these guys are on the IR. Procise, he's on the IR, and they pretty much got no running backs except for beast mode Marshawn Lynch. Now, look, I love Marshawn Lynch and what a great career he's had and all those things, but the truth of the matter is he's only going to be playing his second game. He's only going to be playing in his second game, and I think that this is going to really hurt the Seattle Seahawks and can make them one-dimensional because I know that the Eagles can shut down Marshawn Lynch. I know they can. I'm not worried about it, and I feel really good about that part of the game. And if the Eagles defense, right, if the defensive line can get pressure, keep Russell Wilson contained, then I think that this is going to be a big day for the Eagles because their offensive line is kind of banged up too. They got a backup center who's undersized, who Fletcher Cox dominated the first game, and I think he's going to do it again. I think the Eagles' defensive line is going to have a huge game. And to me, if you keep Russell Wilson off the field because your offense is holding on to the ball, and then they can't run the ball, and he's basically only stuck to being one-dimensional and throwing, then you have a great chance. The thing you can't do is you can't allow Russell Wilson to make something out of nothing. You can't allow that to happen because that's what he does so well. You can't let him get out of his containment, run to the outside, buy time, fire deep to Lockett, fire deep to DK Metcalf. That will kill you. The more time he has to run around and buy time for guys to get open, they will feast on our secondary vertical. And that's the way we have to stop them. So that offensive line, that offense has to run the ball, has to move the ball, has to move the chains, has to keep Russell Wilson off the field. If you do that, and then you shut down Marshawn Lynch in that running game, they are a one-dimensional team, and the Eagles should be able to win. Now, how I see this game playing out is I really see it like, I see it going to be like, it's going to be like 21-20 late in the fourth quarter, right? You're going to have Seattle's up by a point. There's about 3 minutes, 52 seconds left. The defense has done a great job for the most part all day. They have a big third down stop so that they're forced to punt. Now the Eagles are getting the ball back. Carson Wentz back to pass. Boom, boom, boom. The North Dakota Saints are making plays off his ass. The Eagles go down on third down at the 15 with about 52 seconds left. Carson back to pass. He's looking. He's rolling. He's for the gutter. Touchdown, Eagles. Eagles go up late, 27-21, and that's going to be the final score. I have the Eagles beating the Seattle Seahawks 27-21 and moving on to the second round. And welcome back. Welcome back, Deshaun Jackson. Seriously, that's what I think is going to happen. Now, before I go, I want to give you my predictions on the other games going on this weekend. I'm not going to go into depth in those games. Just going to tell you basically who I think is going to win. And when we let's look at the first game. I think the first game's the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans. I think the Bills are going to win this game. I'm taking the Bills. And in the second game, it's the Titans, Patriots. A lot of people are picking the Titans. I'm going with the Patriots. Patriots will be ready to play. And then in the third game, we got New Orleans, Minnesota. I would love to see Minnesota win this game because New Orleans, out of all the teams in the playoffs, scare me the most. I think they're the worst matchup for the Eagles. Going into New Orleans is bad. So I would love to see the Vikings win that game. I don't think it's going to happen. So I think the Bills win, I think the Patriots win, and I think the Saints win. And that's how I think it's going to set up. And of course the Eagles, that will set the Eagles up for next week going to San Francisco, just where I want to be. With that said, tell me your guys' thoughts. Take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.